The sun was just beginning to rise, spilling gold across the endless Nebraska cornfields, when Sarah Lindsay heard the low rumble of an engine on the dirt road leading to her family's farm. She froze, gripping the pitchfork tighter in her calloused hands. This wasn't the steady hum of a neighbor's truck or the mailman's van. This was louder, meaner, like a predator closing in. At 27, Sarah wasn't a stranger to hard work or solitude. She had been running the farm alone ever since her father passed 2 years ago. But something about that engine growl sent a chill racing down her spine. She stepped to the barn door and squinted into the dawn light. A black Ford F-250, lifted and roaring, barreled straight toward her. 3 figures sat inside, their silhouettes sharp against the glare of the headlights. The truck screeched to a halt in a cloud of dust. The doors swung open, and 3 men stepped out. Sarah recognized them instantly: Tom Redding, Vince Carter, and Luke Hudson. The same bullies who had tormented half the town of Millstone back in high school. They had once ruled the football field, strutting through the halls like kings, sneering at anyone who didn't fit their mold. Sarah, with her dirt-streaked jeans and farm girl roots, had been one of their favorite targets. "Well, look who it is," Tom drawled, his grin sharp as a blade. "Little farm girl, still playing in the mud after all these years. What's it been? 10 years. And you're still a nobody." Sarah's jaw tightened. She planted the pitchfork in the ground like a spear. "This is my land, Tom. What do you want?" Tom chuckled, the sound harsh and grating. "Word is you're behind on payments. Bank's gonna take this dump sooner or later. We figured we'd speed things up." He gestured, and Vince and Luke began to circle, wolves flanking their prey. Vince flicked his lighter on and off, his cigarette hanging loose. Luke cracked his knuckles, his heavy frame looming like a threat. Sarah's heart pounded, but she didn't back down. "Get off my property," she said, her voice steel even as fear twisted in her stomach. Tom smirked wider. "Or what? You gonna call your husband?" His words dripped with mockery. Vince and Luke laughed, jeering. "Yeah, where's this mysterious man of yours?" Luke taunted. "Oh right. You don't have one. Just a lonely little spinster." They didn't know about Daniel Harper. No one in Millstone did. Sarah had kept her marriage quiet, partly because of Daniel's dangerous, classified work, and partly because she didn't need the town gossip. To them, he was a ghost. To her, he was everything. And right now, he was half a world away on a mission she couldn't even speak about. Sarah's voice dropped, firm and cold. "Leave, now." But Tom only leaned closer, his breath reeking of stale beer. "Maybe we'll just burn this place down," he whispered. That was when Sarah knew they weren't bluffing. Vince's lighter flicked again, catching the edge of the dry hay. Panic surged through her veins. Everything her father had built, her entire life, could go up in flames. She stomped the spark out, swung her pitchfork, and caught Luke on the shoulder, forcing him back with a curse. Then she bolted for the farmhouse, her boots pounding the dirt, lungs burning with every breath. Inside, she snatched her phone and dialed Daniel's number with trembling fingers. It rang once, twice, and went to voicemail. Her stomach dropped. The front door burst open. Tom stormed inside, grabbing her wrist. She twisted free, shoved him back with a strength born of years in the fields, and sprinted upstairs. Her shotgun was waiting in the closet. Loaded, ready. As Vince started up the stairs with a crowbar, Sarah racked the shotgun. The sound echoed like thunder. "Back off," she yelled, her voice steady even though her pulse hammered. Then, her phone buzzed. A message lit up the screen. "On my way. Hold tight. D." Her breath caught. Daniel. But how? He was supposed to be overseas, unreachable. Yet the text was real. And suddenly, for the first time that morning, Sarah felt hope. Minutes crawled by. Outside, she spotted the men regrouping by the barn. Tom was pouring gasoline over a stack of hay. And then, dust rose on the horizon. A black SUV flew down the dirt road, fast, controlled. It skidded to a halt, and 3 men stepped out, moving with precise, dangerous efficiency. Sarah knew him instantly, even from a distance. Daniel Harper, her husband, her soldier. He strode forward, 2 operatives flanking him like shadows. His voice carried across the field, low and commanding. "Step away from the barn. Now." Tom froze, gasoline can slipping from his grip. "Who the hell are you?" he demanded, but his voice faltered. Daniel didn't answer. He didn't have to. His presence alone said it all. "You've got 10 seconds to get off my wife's land," he said, every word like steel. Wife. The word struck Tom like a hammer. His eyes darted to the house, where Sarah stood framed in the upstairs window with the shotgun. For the first time, fear flickered across his face. When Tom lunged, Daniel moved like lightning, disarming and dropping him to the ground in seconds. Vince and Luke tried to fight, but Daniel's men intercepted them, taking them down with brutal precision. Zip ties, groans, silence, and then Daniel's eyes found Sarah's. The world stilled. He gave a small nod, and spoken but clear. "I'm here. You're safe." Sarah dropped the shotgun and ran downstairs, bursting onto the porch. Daniel caught her in his arms, pulling her close. "How did you know?" she whispered. Daniel pulled back just enough to look at her. His eyes were fierce, but soft just for her. "I always know. You sent the word. I got on the first plane. Brought backup." Behind him, his men hauled Tom, Vince, and Luke toward the SUV. "What'll happen to them?" Sarah asked quietly. Daniel's jaw clenched. "They'll answer for it. No one lays a hand on my wife." Later, when the sheriff came, Daniel kept his answers vague, his work too secret to explain. The men were taken away in cuffs. The town would gossip for years about what happened on the Lindsay farm. But for Sarah, it wasn't about gossip. It was about the man who had crossed an ocean for her. The man who always came back. As the sun sank, painting the cornfields in orange and violet, Sarah and Daniel sat on the porch, his arm around her shoulders. "I thought I'd lose everything," she admitted. Daniel squeezed her hand. "Not while I'm here, and I'll always come back to you." The farm was quiet again. The stars came out, and in the silence, Sarah knew, love, courage, and resilience had carried her through.